Hi everyone, welcome to the video. I'm so happy you're here. As you saw by the title, I will be listening to the second album by the Beatles for the first time, giving my thoughts and opinions. And I have to say just a very big, quick thank you to everyone who was so nice and so supportive on my first Beatles video. I was just going to listen to the Beatles' first and last albums, but there was a comment in chronological order suggested that I listen to the albums. So due to popular demand, that is exactly what I'm going to be doing. Just so you know, if you are looking out for the Beatles videos, I think I'll be doing one every 3 weeks, one every third video. So if that's what you're interested in, so you will know. So the album I'm reacting to today is called With the Beatles. It was released exactly 8 months after the first release. So very quick turnaround time. So I'm looking forward to hear if there's a drastic change in sound or it's going to be very gradual. I'm not too sure. Here's the track listing. The highlighted ones are the ones I already know as of this moment, and we'll see how I go. Okay, so the first song is It Won't Be Long, lead vocals by John Lennon, which I discovered I'm loving his vocals. So It Won't Be Long sounds like another kind of love ballady sort of piece, but it's going to be upbeat. That's my guess. Oh wow. Okay, wasn't expecting that. Okay, let's go.
Every night when everybody has fun, sitting all on our own. Long, yeah, 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 you. Since you left.
I remember mentioning in one of the other songs that the bass was very prominent and funky, and this gives me very similar vibes. It's very like prominent and very in your face.
I'll be good like I know I should. You're coming home. You're coming home. Yeah, 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 yeah. It won't be long, yeah. I belong to you. Left me. I'm so alone. Now you're coming.
Something I'm already noticing, which I didn't notice in the first album, which kind of reminds me, ABBA did this a lot too, where they have the lead vocals and underneath, like, I don't know what you call it, like a secondary vocal almost, where it's like just not even repetitive of the lead vocal. It's like a completely different sentence with a completely different melody line. They're already doing that, which again reminds me a lot of ABBA. I'm not saying one is influenced by the other. Maybe it was just a sign of the times thing, but yeah.
No more. It won't be long, yeah, yeah. It won't be long, yeah.
Yeah. Fun.
I belong to you.
Oh, nice! Okay. That song seemed to be quite energetic. The word coming to my head is chaotic, but I don't mean that in a mess. It just was very like, with the yeah, yeah, yeah section, it seemed very like in your face in the way they had panned the vocals. It's hard because I'm kind of facing back to the studios, speakers, but that's what it sounded like, to kind of get that energy moving. Yeah, okay, I'm intrigued. Right, Beatles, you've got me in, hooked me in. Let's see what's next. The next song is All I've Got to Do, again lead vocals by Lennon. I think they're using Lennon's voice a lot with the more rocky kind of vibe, so I'm gonna guess that this song again is more of the rock genre. The words are coming to my brain today, clearly.
Whenever
And I'm wrong, it's nice and ballady.
around, yeah. All I gotta do is call you on the phone and you come. That's all I gotta do. And when
It was nice they had a break of silence, and then instead of having it entirely silence, the hi-hat goes like tsh, just to like suck you back in again. Interesting.
I kiss you, yeah. All I gotta do.
That's a nice harmony.
Whisper in your ear the words you long to hear.
I'm so sorry, I'm having a flashback to the first album where they were talking about whispering in the ear, because I remember acting it out in a weird way. So it's kind of similar lyrics, like whisper in your ear.
Same goes for me. Whenever you want me at all, I'll be here, yes I will. Well, you just gotta call on me, yeah. You just gotta call on me.
Oh, good guess, huh?
I wanna kiss you, yeah. All I gotta do is call you on the phone
very slow song, but it's got very nice movement through the bass, the guitar, and the drums. They all work very succinctly together.
You just gotta call on me.
Nice. I like that. It's a nice voice. Nice. Ah, and then they harmonize the hmms on the way out. Nice. So yeah, this is a song that I can still very much imagine like being played at a high school dance and like them kind of romantically dancing. I really like the movement in that song. It was slow paced, but it didn't get boring. The next one is All My Loving by lead vocals by Paul McCartney. Oh, I should say Sir. Is it Sir Paul McCartney? Okay. With the title like All My Loving, I'm guessing again is kind of leaning towards that young female audience back in the day and like trying to be like, all my loving for you. I don't know.
Close your eyes and I'll kiss you. Tomorrow I miss you.
Oh.
Always be true.
Always be true. Great.
I'm away. I'm at home every day. I'm loving to you.
The vocals are very nice. I'm very much enjoying it, but the guitar, that's not the rhythm. Oh gosh, I tried. The guitar, I really enjoy the rhythm of guitar that they're actually playing. And it's so funny, even though I mentioned before they're going to be playing to the young female demographic, I'm already like, oh, it just sucks you in, doesn't it?
And then while I'm away at home every day.
Very catchy melody.
To you. All my loving.
Ooh.
I will say. All my loving. Darling, I'll be true.
I like that. Now, instrumental break.
And then while I'm all my loving to you. All my loving.
I'm probably gonna be wrong because my memory's not terrific, but it seems like almost every song has that break of silence. I know the song we just listened to had the hi-hat to break it up, but would you say that's a signature Beatles thing? They seem to do that like a lot. Like, granted, I'm literally only the second album in, but it seems to be something they did a lot. I'm not saying it's a specific Beatles thing because I'm sure so many people do that, but just listening to them now consecutively, I am noticing that as a thing. Let me know.
All my loving.
Ooh, nice.
To you.
Oh, okay. I didn't expect that ending. See, they're always surprising me. So I'm currently writing an album, and when I'm writing some songs, I'm like, oh yeah. And then I think of the Beatles from the other week, and I'm like, oh, I should add a surprise in there. I should add something in there because I feel like my stuff is a little too predictable sometimes. So it definitely is a thing that I feel like they do. There's a constant surprise. Like you think they're going to end it with a guitar strum and then they don't. And then you think they're just going to end it and then they add a guitar strum. Like, okay, so then the next song is Don't Bother Me, lead vocals by George Harrison. Ooh, what could that be about? Don't Bother Me. I'm getting some like kind of sassy vibes, but I guess that's not the right way to describe. Don't bother me. Okay, I'm gonna guess it's gonna be like, don't bother me, and then like they're just gonna harmonize on the me and go in. That's a very specific guess with absolutely no evidence to support that.
Since she's been gone, I want to talk to me. It's not the same, but I'm to blame. It's plain to see. So go away, leave me alone. Don't bother me. I'm with you right now. Don't bother me. Never be the same. But till she's here, please don't come near. Just stay away.
I'm sorry, I'm realizing I'm not saying anything. My brain is trying to process how I feel about this song. I don't yet have the words. Give me a minute.
You know when she's come home until that day. Don't leave me alone, don't bother me.
Nice little guitar solo.
I've got no time for you right now.
Okay, oh, I don't know what what to think about this song. I can hear a very prominent percussive sound that is standing out to me. Again. Very American. I know they're British, but...
When she's come home till that day, don't come around, leave me alone. Don't bother me. Don't bother me. Don't bother me.
Boom. See that? Hear that percussion sound? It really stands out. As a first time listen, I don't know how I feel about that one. I feel like that could be an example of what's to come later down the line, because I was reading some of your comments and people were saying that the way they had progressed in such a short span of time was really amazing. This seemed to be that they were starting to play around more with the melody. I'm not saying I don't like it, it's just, it's puzzling me, it's intriguing me. The next song is Little Child, lead vocals by Lennon and McCartney. Little Child, I'm wondering if they're possibly playing with different ideas, storytelling ideas. That's all I'm guessing at this point. I could be, again, probably very wrong. Ooh. Oh, okay. Little Child.
Won't you dance with me?
Okay.
I'm so sad and lonely. Baby, take a chance with me.
Okay.
Little child, won't you dance with me? I'm so sad and lonely.
Like, it's kind of funny, like they're asking the question, does the character, will you dance with me? And they reply as the character, I'm so sad and lonely. I think that's a fun thing to do as a vocalist, to play a character and change your voice in a way to kind of help tell the story. I don't know if you hear that much these days. I'm sure there is, but possibly it's just not on the radio, maybe.
And we'll have some fun when you're mine, oh mine. So come on,
It's a very good playing on the harmonica.
Little child, won't you dance with me?
So catchy. Lonely.
Dance with me.
Oh, it's just like a party. Bum, 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 bum.
When you're by my side, you'll land high. Just come on, yeah, come on, come on, come on.
It's sounding like to me that most of the vocals are being sung, as I mentioned before, by McCartney and Lennon, but every vocal. Whereas now, I suppose when you have a band, it's usually the lyrics are distributed to this person, then that person, then they'll sometimes harmonize. But from what I'm hearing, again, I'm gonna have to play and make sure I'm hearing this correctly, that they're not necessarily harmonizing in these moments, they're just singing the leads together, which is just interesting.
Dance with me. I'm so
Sad and lonely.
Take it to me. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Take a time on me. That's fun. So the next song is called Till There Was You, written by Meredith Willson. Apparently it was a show tune, so this is a cover, and the lead vocal is McCartney. I say that for me because I'm pretty damn sure that every Beatles fan is like, yeah, we know. Okay, so because it's show tune, I'm guessing it's going to be very romantic, and the original was very like strings and you know, the typical ballad sound, especially if it's a show tune. So actually it would be interesting to compare the two. Oh. Yeah, it already sounds very like romantic.
There were bells on a hill, but I never heard them ringing.
Oh, I think it is.
No, I heard them at all till there was
I know this song.
birds in the sky, but I never saw them winging. I never saw them at all. There was you.
Lovely. His voice suits this kind of genre beautifully.
Music.
Ooh! It's interesting because it's a show tune. I feel like, again, I'm not super familiar with McCartney's voice, I'm still learning, but it sounds like he's singing that bit differently in a more musical way. Like, especially with the vibrato, I feel like the vibrato of show tunes is very different to pop and rock. And the way there was music was just really nice.
And you,
Ooh.
there was love all around.
And then added the guitar coming in.
in. Till there was you.
Oh, lovely.
Was music.
Yeah, lovely.
And wonderful roses. No, I never heard till there was you. Till there was you.
I like that. I know that wasn't written by the Beatles, but that was lovely to listen to. I really enjoyed that. The next song is called Please, Mr Postman. Again, not written by the Beatles, so a cover song. So, Please, Mr Postman. It has to be fun, right? You can't have like a ballad that's like, Please, Mr Postman. Like, it has to be like fun. If it's serious, well then, I will be shocked.
Wait, oh yes, wait a minute, Mr Postman. Hey, Mr. Postman. Look and see. Oh, yeah. Mr. Postman. Hey, from my girlfriend so far away. Can see if there's a letter for me.
A long, long time. I can see why they covered it. It very much suits their style.
If there's a letter.
I'm wondering if the original had so many harmonies like they do, or if they added that as a Beatles flair on the song. I like that.
Wait a minute, oh yeah, you gotta be one more time for me. You gotta wait a minute,
Nice.
you gotta wait a minute.
The hi-hat is going in this song. Fun! That was fun. So the next song is called Roll Over Beethoven, written originally by Chuck Berry. From my understanding, I think Chuck Berry was really like rock and roll foundations and was a very good guitar player, so I'm wondering if this song will have any guitar solos. And I'm totally guessing it's just gonna be like rock songs. I'm guessing Lennon is singing it, am I right? No, I'm wrong. Harrison's singing. Yeah? Oh! I think I know this. Sounds like something you'd listen to at the beach back in the day.
We're gonna write a little letter, gonna mail it to my local DJ.
The clap?
Roll over Beethoven, gotta hit it again today.
I'm noticing that hi-hat again in this song.
I said she costs.
And here it was me just thinking it was a modern day trap thing, but hi-hats were always the rage.
Beethoven, rocking it 2 by 2.
2 by 2.
Well, if you beat it tonight,
2, 1, 2.
your lover and hold up, just drop a brother and a read and rock it.
Little solo, I was kind of right with that. And now the hi-hat's back.
Roll over Beethoven, stick to these rhythm blues.
Nice. Yeah, very good old-fashioned rock and roll. The next song is Hold Me Tight, lead vocals McCartney. Hold Me Tight, I mean, it's gotta be a bit of a love one, right?
It feels so right now, hold me tight. I'm the only one.
Okay, I could be very wrong, but it feels like in this album they have a lot of, the guitar seems to be doing a lot more movement than in the first album. Oh, do I want to say that? Or maybe it's just, the guitar is sticking out to me more in this album than in the previous one. Or maybe it's just guitar patterns I'm more familiar with, so my ear is picking up on it more.
So hold me tight.
Clap again in this one.
Tonight, it's you.
A lot of harmonies in this one.
Hold me tight. We go on loving you tonight. Hold me tight, tonight.
Ooh, that's kind of similar to that first song. What was it? Wait something. Oh, I don't remember which one it was, but there was a song that just before, and it was like, wait. It was like call and response, and it seems like they're doing that a little bit in this song. Da, da, da.
Don't know
Oh!
to hold you tight. Being here alone tonight.
Oh! That whole section just there? Why did that catch me? I'm hoping it'll come around again and I can listen.
Never be the lonely one. Hold me tight, tonight, tonight.
Okay.
Don't know.
I think the thing that getting me here is it goes tonight and then dun 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 and then I'm waiting for like the percussion to like signal that it's a new section, but it doesn't, and I think that's what's making my mind go, wait, what? Hold on, let me throw it back. And now and it goes straight into the section and I would expect it, but it doesn't, and that threw my head off.
Being here alone tonight with
Ooh,
you.
I like that.
It feels so right, so
Why does that section sound so intriguing?
too tight. Being here alone tonight with you. Making love to only you. So hold me tight.
Really tight.
It's you. You.
Oh, let's see how it is. Oh, slow the tempo down, lovely. And having that call and response thing happening as a first time listener, it allows you to jump in straight away to the vocals. And I think for pop music, or for music that you want, to do, to be very easily to sing to, that's, a good tactic to do. The next one is You Really Got a Hold on Me, by Smokey Robinson. I don't know if I've heard the Beatles version, so we'll see. Oh, nice piano. Would that be Lennon? I don't know which one of them played the piano.
I don't like you, but I love you. See you treat me badly. I love you madly. Got a hold on me.
The movement, the hold on.
You really gotta hold to.
The movement of the bass is very like gets that kind of sway.
Do me wrong now. My love is really gotta hold.
This is an interesting song.
Really gotta hold.
Nice.
I love you and all I want.
I like how they just use the piano in those sections because it's a new instrument and it catches your ear. Oh, nice. Oh.
Please
Hold me.
squeeze.
Oh.
Hold me. Hold me. Really gotta
Oh, it keeps going. I know that song, but I don't think I've heard the Beatles version before, so that was interesting. I did find the harmonies to be a little bit in my face for this one. I think if they were like just a little bit turned down and the lead a little bit more prominent, but that's just a personal preference. Who am I to say that? They're far more successful than me. But that's just the thought I was having during that song. I don't want to put myself down, but just, I don't want to offend people either, because if you like it, you love it. And, so to each their own. The next song is I Wanna Be Your Man, sung by Lee Vegel's Ringo Starr.
I wanna be your lover, baby. I wanna be your man.
Okay.
I wanna be, baby. I wanna be your man.
Okay.
Love you, baby, like no other can.
Alright.
Love you like no other, baby, like no other can.
Okay.
I wanna be your man. I wanna be your man.
Nice. Oh! Oh! Was that an electric cable?
Tell me, I wanna be your lover, baby. I wanna be your man. I wanna be your man. I wanna be your man.
So it's cool. So if they have a lyric that's quite repetitive, a melody that's like easy sing, I wanna be your man, then they'll add the kind of counter melody catchiness in the instrumentation more than the vocals.
I wanna be your man. Wow.
Wow! Oh, they like all just screamed there. That was cool.
I wanna be your lover, baby. I wanna be your man. wanna be your man.
Uh-huh.
Love you like no other can.
This is a fun one.
Love you like no. I wanna be your man. I wanna be your man.
And they're adding harmonies in this section. Yeah, nice.
I wanna be your man. I wanna be your man. I wanna be your man.
Do you reckon through recording they were just like the engineer was just like just scream, just make just like yell out? Because in that one it just seemed like they all had a section where they did like that rock scream. That's funny. The next song is called Devil in Her Heart. It is another cover. So okay, this is a thought that's popping into my head because there's a few covers on this one. And the first one, which I didn't realize, someone pointed that out to me. It's funny because I feel like whenever a modern day artist releases a song and it's a cover, sometimes the comments you hear is like, oh, why don't they just write their own songs? Oh, they just do covers. They just take good material and ruin it. Like that is kind of a, what's the word? Pessimistic view that I sometimes hear or read in comments when artists do that. Covering a song is a skill. I know it sounds like it's a really easy thing because the song's been written, you just have to sing it or choose your instrumentation, but there is so much, it is so hard to take a song that is really iconic and then to make it your own, but make people like happy that you covered it, so people aren't just like, oh, I'm just gonna listen to the original because you did nothing new, but then not changing it too much that it's so different from the original. I think doing covers is it is a skill. Like from my experience, I think it is a difficult thing to do well. So again, I don't know too many of the originals of these songs. Some of them I do, but yeah, it is a skill. So don't knock on people who do cover songs because it is a skill. I'm not saying people are knocking on the Beatles, but sometimes it is, just in general, I do kind of hear Devil in Her Heart. I like the name of that. That's kind of cool. Someone hurt the songwriter of this song. Are they maracas?
She's got the devil in her heart. For the eyes they tantalize. She's gonna tell you really thrill me.
Okay, hold on. Who's singing this? George Harrison. Okay, I mentioned this in the first video that one of the songs sounded very much like Billy Joel, and then someone commented like, oh, you should say that Billy Joel was inspired by the Beatles. So yes, that makes way more sense. So yeah, it sounds like Billy Joel is inspired by this very specific sound because instantly to my ear, I'm more familiar with Billy Joel, and that's what it sounds like to me.
Take my chances, for romance is so important to me. You won't desert me. She's got the devil in her heart. I can't believe she's gonna tear your heart apart. Now when she hurts,
They do a lot of R harmonies. Not a lot, but it's something they do.
she won't desert me. Listen to me. She's got the devil in her heart.
She's got the devil. I like how they enunciated that.
She's gonna tear your heart apart.
Oh.
No, they will see. Don't take chances if your romance is so important. She's got the devil in her heart.
Oh, I don't know what it is, but the way they enunciate that after the this little break. She's got the devil in it. I like that. Oh, and the added guitar kind of melody, nice. Oh, I like that. It adds a nice added melody. Oh, I think my favorite part of that was like she's got the devil in it. Like they really punched it. I feel like they were told to really punch those words. I don't know if they were, but that's what it sounds like to me. So this one's called Not a Second Time, lead vocals by Lennon. If you have a song called Not a Second Time, I'm going to guess that the narrative of the story is like they cheated on them, and it's like, oh, not a second time, like I'm a fool for forgiving. That would be my guess storyline wise, just from the title.
You know you made me cry. I see no use in wondering why. Giving me the same old line. I'm wondering why. No, not a second time.
Oh, okay, interesting. So for most of this album, there's barely been any piano or keys. There was one song earlier where they seemed to combine the melody of the piano with the guitar, and then before it sounded like electric keys and a descending, and now here they're adding it. When you have songs that are predominantly like in one instrument family, so they're very much heavily like strings, like bass, guitars, and then obviously there's the percussion, but when you add a piano, it just gives the ear, when you just add another instrument that the audience isn't expecting, it just gives the almost like a rest to the ear, or just it's something else and something nice to listen to. I was not expecting kind of to have that, and it's really nice and low, so it's kind of sitting in the same frequency of the guitars. Like it's very low.
You know you made me cry.
And now it's in the bass.
Oh, you're giving me the same old line.
Oh, okay. I was expecting the piano. We love self-respect. We love that. So I was totally expecting the piano to come back in again because they've already introduced it, and then they kept the piano in the bass, and I thought they would reintroduce it, but they just did the one thing. So yeah, interesting. It's just interesting how everyone writes songs so differently, and you know, we all have our own expectations of what we think will and won't happen in a song. Yeah, it's just interesting for me to be constantly surprised. I think it really does open your horizon to someone who does write music, so that's cool. So the last song is called Money, sung by Lennon. It is a cover song again. It's the last one on the album. Now, every time, I mean, the only song I can think right now that is about money is Money, Money, Money by ABBA. And I can't really ever think of a song that's like praising money. It's always kind of talking about how the character in the song doesn't have money, or they want money, or how money is corruptive and all that sort of stuff. So I'm gonna say, just due to what I've heard, I'm gonna guess it's going down that line. Okay, let's go. Oh, we got the piano. Okay. Huh.
The best things in life are free.
Oh, his vocals are...
You can keep them for the best and business.
Okay, I'm sorry. I don't know if they did something different for this mix. I know I am listening to, I think, the remastered version, but his voice is like standing out really nicely there.
That's what I want.
Yeah, money. It's what I want. It's what we all want.
That's what I want. Your love will give me
Oh.
That's what I want. Money don't get everything it's
Oh.
what it don't get.
I'm saying it so it sticks in my head. That's really nice how they dun 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 dun, and then they just have the kick drum with the vocals and like the reverb of the guitar, and then dun 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 dun, and then like just the side. Oh, I'm liking that bit.
That's what I want.
That's funny.
Money don't get everything it's
Oh, I like that. Dun, 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 dun. I want to be free. Ooh. I don't know if I'm just hearing this wrong, but it sounds like the piano, the rhythm, they've got the piano going da 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 da. It sounds very similar to the guitar pattern they had in the other song where I was mentioning. Maybe it's just more familiar to my ear. I think they're very similar rhythms. They were getting a little bit more experimental in this album. Still quite a few covers, so I'm wondering if in album 3 they start to do more of their own material. But you know, releasing an album 8 months after the other one, like, that's very quick to do so I can understand why there were covers in the album. But like I mentioned, you know, cover songs really are, it isn't another art form, it's another skill to have. feels like Lennon was getting more lead vocals. Yeah, so in this album, according to what's on Wikipedia, Lennon had 7 songs of lead vocals, some with McCartney, and Paul McCartney only had 4. So I'm wondering if at this point in time they were trying to perhaps promote Lennon as the lead vocalist more so, or it just so happened to be that the songs they had written were more sounded better in Lennon's voice. You know, maybe I'm reading too much into it. I'm just trying to make some observations. And thank you so much for watching. Again, if you disagree with anything I say, that is okay. Or if you disagree with anything in the comments, that's okay. But if we can all just be kind and respectful to each other, you know, that'll be nice. And yeah, so maybe in about 3 weeks the next video will be out, and until then, bye. There were bells on a hill, but he never heard them ringing. No, he never heard them at all, till there was you. There were birds in the sky, but I never saw them winging. No, I never saw them at all, till there was you. Then there was music and wonderful roses, they told me, in sweet, fragrant meadows of dawn. And you, there was love all around, but I never heard it singing. No, I never heard